welcome to day 26 of Alex Lifeson month here on my channel. Today we have a look at the solo to 2112, or should I say one of the solos to 2112, as there are three of them. We'll be looking at arguably the most well-known of the three, the solo from the Temple of Syrinx section of the track. You know, the early one at about the 3-minute mark of 2112. Now then, what can one say about the track or album 2112 that hasn't been said over and over again about 1,000 times? But we'll try and give it a shot. Gonna elaborate a little bit more on what I discussed yesterday with regards to this nearly disastrous 1975 to 1976 musical shift that the band were hell-bent on pursuing. Now, as I did speak about yesterday with regards to 2112, it was Caress of Steel with its heavy prog leanings, complex song structures, difficult to decipher lyrics, lengthy story-based tracks. That was the genesis for 2112. And it was an album that pretty much completely tanked upon its release. The band legitimately could not understand the underwhelming response that the album received, as they were rightfully so quite proud of it at the time, and it shook the band's confidence to its core. Alex had stated that it was the only time in Rush's career where he legitimately felt like giving up. Now, the logical thing to do here at this point is to obviously not carry on in this vein. It clearly wasn't working for Rush, and it was looking every bit like this direction the band was heading was going to lose them their record contract, many of their fans, all of whatever money they had left, and in the end most likely result in the termination of the band itself. So what do Rush do? Well, they did exactly what most would say they shouldn't have done. More of the same of what they put down on Caress of Steel, but this time with even longer tracks, more complex song structures, even deeper and more indecipherable lyrics than Caress had. Everything they had tried and experimented on with Caress of Steel, they would ramp it all up to 1,000 on this new album, but especially on the album's signature title track. A truly brave and bold move by the band at this point in time, all things considered, that ultimately paid off in spades, of course. You see, it comes down to belief. You know, Geddy, Alex, and Neil had a strong belief in their music. That was the thing. They didn't want to change or turn back the clock on their music. They believed in what they were doing. The gamble was, would the record buying and concert going public eventually get and catch up to this new progressive Rush before forces worked to tear the band apart? Thankfully, they did, and 2112 would go on to become Rush's major breakthrough album, going double platinum in Canada and triple platinum in the US, along with strong sales in nearly every other major musical market in the world. To this very day, it is considered a landmark album in the history of progressive rock. Now, on to the solo. Now, I didn't cover the final two solos, you know, the more chaotic and more wah pedal drenched solos, because I just didn't have time. But 2112 needed to be represented here, so I went with what I think is the most recognizable of the three solos. Now, it's not an overly long solo, only about 30 seconds or so, nor is it overly complex in its composition. It's a rather laid back and straightforward, melody-forward type solo that exists solely to serve the music at this particular point in 2112. The real standout aspect of this solo would be the phrasing, for sure, in addition to some really juicy bends that he adds mid-solo. He would save the chaos for the latter solos as the track builds towards its climax. However, here, near the beginning, it's the perfect solo at the perfect time in the track. Simply classic Lifeson, and one of his more recognizable solos for sure. Well, there you go, day 26 of Alex Lifeson month, and the first solo from 2112. Certainly hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please hit that like button. Drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be awfully kind. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we will see you tomorrow for day 27 of Alex Lifeson month. Cheers.